Hello, this is Tolbert's class, Chapter 16, Lesson 2. Tolbert's class, Chapter 16, Lesson 2. In the other lesson, we learned about how some of these bonds where electrons are given away or taken away, and sometimes they're shared. Here's an example. Lithium and oxygen. Lithium wants to give an electron away to oxygen. And it's all good, right? No, it's not all good. You got to check out the oxidation numbers of each of those. Let's try again. You might recall that lithium is +1, but oxygen is -2. So in order for it to be happy, oxygen is not looking just for one electron. It's looking for 2. So lithium's going to have to bring a friend. Here's what it creates. Li2O, or lithium oxide. Ionic formulas. So bonds form between ions. Here we're going to learn exactly how to do this, like in a written form on our paper. You drop the charge, swap the number. Drop the charge, swap the number, in order to make lithium oxide. We're going to do an example from class. Ionic bonds form from polyatomic ions. What's a polyatomic ion? A polyatomic ion is made of 2 or more atoms covalently, carrying and sharing, covalently bonded to make one ion molecule with the charge. You can do the same drop and swap method with these polyatomic ions. Here you have aluminum, and it's got the +3, and this other polyatomic ion there, carbon oxide, has +2. Drop the charge, swap the number, drop the charge, swap the number. Notice that the number goes on the outside of the parentheses. It makes up what we call aluminum carbonate. Bonds are like flexible springs. Ionic bonds are bonds between when electrons are moving back and forth. Metallic bonds are bonding when you're sharing electrons. Polyatomic molecule is a molecule with a charge. You can use all these items to help you figure out how to bond these elements and ions together. So let's get into the nomenclature. How do you name it? The name of the game. It's simple. A systematic system for naming chemical compounds that will tell you something about what's inside of the compound. We call that chemical nomenclature. Once the system is known, a compound can be named from the chemical formula. So we're going to start with binary compounds, or compounds composed of 2 elements. Binary means 2. There are 2 classes of binary compounds. You've got the compounds that contain a metal and a nonmetal, and you've got those compounds that contain 2 nonmetals. Binary ionic compounds, a substance that contains a positive ion and a negative cation. The positive ion is always written in the formula first. So that's why Na, when you do table salt, is always first, because it is the positive ion. It makes sodium chloride. Here are the basic rules. A cation is always named by the first ion named first, and then the anion is second. It takes the name of the first element. So here, if you have potassium, and if you might bring it together with something, you're going to change the ending of the second part to IDE. IDE means binary. So here I have potassium and bromine. It makes potassium bromide. You get magnesium and chlorine. It makes magnesium chloride.